were called Encore.
Encore.
And our little slogan was your virtual arts experience. So we were a consultancy group, and we were working hypothetically for the Ambassador Theatre Group, which are the theatre producers and organisations of the majority of the West End theatres and also a lot of the theatres across the UK.
We did a creative marketing portfolio for Bar Extreme.
Okay.
Because basically they're not receiving the amount of people they want at a regular basis or anything like that. So we decided to come up with the portfolio we could give them and suggest new ways of attracting the people they want. Because it's quite a niche venue. They attract like extreme sports and things like that. So
we chose to do Sting in the Tail Festival. It's like a storytelling festival in and around Dorset. It's a 10-day festival in August. And we decided to make their marketing a bit more digital and more interactive, so people actually get involved in it.
Yeah, we did it for a live stream in an event called Mosaic Presents. Basically, the problem was, what they do is do live streams on like a fortnightly basis and do some live events as well. And the main problem was not enough people watching the live streams and not enough people attending the events. So
our project was, we identified the problem of there's a lack of creativity in schools and education at large.
Or lack of emphasis on creativity in schools anyway, so just that creativity gets pushed apart and there's more emphasis on academic subjects such as English and maths and science, etc., and then arts is at the bottom. So we basically decided to create a video which would emphasise that creativity is important in whatever career you do end up going into.
We did the past, present and future in 3 different sections, and it was all about the peer theatre, just in Bournemouth, and it was about rebranding it and like bringing it more like events on to suit a wider market. We felt it was quite limited before.
We found that we had, in our market research, a decreased repeat visitation. So people were going to the theatre, but they weren't going back. And also there was quite a negative attitude to the digitalisation in the arts. So they thought the idea of technology in the theatre would be quite antisocial, and it's quite difficult because if they're of an older age group, they didn't have all the technological skills to go along with something digital.
And people saw it as kind of breaking traditions, because theatre is a very traditional thing to do, and it's all kind of the same format, and there's the argument that if you kind of muddle up that format, that people will see that as not the traditional thing that they like to do, so it had to be kind of approached quite sensitively because of that.
They were just struggling as a venue, nighttime venue, and we thought that they had potential to open in the day more and extend their opening hours throughout the evening, and offer more that experiential kind of side of things for extreme sports people, I suppose.
Yeah, because at the moment it's quite, what's the word, intimidating as you walk in.
Yeah.
The venue's not really that nice, so we were sort of saying, this is how you can liven up and attract more of those people. Like surfers, I mean there are a lot of like extreme sport people just around Bournemouth, not even just snow riders. And they usually have their socials
monthly, but so it was just make sure they could utilise the venue a bit more for the snow riders more often, so maybe like every week they could come in for like some kind of drinks deal with a curry. I think they tried that once, but they didn't really hit off. And also getting a new niche market in that might be, 16 to 18, you could offer like a non-drinking event where you could do, there was all kinds of little things that we did, but
Sounds great.
Just creative ideas.
Which is all very print-based and quite uninteresting for children. Like, I don't really think it sparks much interest in the festival.
Can work, but it's not very sort of engaging for children.
So we thought it would just make people a bit more interested in what the festival has to offer, and then by seeing that out around Dorset at their school or something, they might go home and be like, oh mum, I saw this really cool thing today. It's on in August, can we go? And we just thought that would just
add a bit more to the festival and
That
encourage more people to come.
We looked back through like the Daily Echo online and people's comments and opinions on it, and a lot of people said, you know, it's actually difficult to buy tickets and like the box office is always closed and it's not advertised and things like that. So
There was
like
no awareness of
so that was quite an easy thing for us to incorporate because it's just the marketing wasn't really there before.
Yeah, we came up with a traditional theatre programme as you would get in the theatre, but we digitalised it. So we put a QR code journey throughout it also. As you can see, we've got all the little QR codes as you go through. And this was our way of keeping the kind of tactile, the physical element that people like to get as a memento from the theatre, but then adding a digital enhancement to it to kind of add value to it and potentially solve this problem that we found.
So did you present that in a physical format, offline or online?
We did it on a creative.
It's just a physical portfolio. We didn't do anything technical wise.
Yeah. So what would you say was the main idea that you said you had lots of different ideas? Then what do you think was like the main one you tried to sell that they could, or was there mainly lots of
Changing their
different
menu.
To an après bar, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
a French après bar.
And the
Okay.
interior was basically a massive downfall.
Yeah.
And we chose to do a pop-up storybook, like life-size storybook that
Amazing.
looks like an old-fashioned book, and then inside of it is an interactive board, and then children and parents and stuff can come and write their own stories, and then they would be on the website and then get printed out and put around the festival as well,
Just to make people more involved in what's going on. And
Who came up with
like
two
the
different
problem
solutions.
tap, like two solutions to the two problems.
One was changing live streaming platform from Ustream to YouTube, because obviously a lot of people are more sort of familiar with YouTube and stuff. And also we teaming up with like a more popular night in Bournemouth and hosting like a smaller room just to get in front of a different crowd. Because we found that one of like, the main sort of problems with the events was that they weren't really getting promoted very well.
This was a scrapbook, so this is the history of the theatre, so it has like all the past. So that was our past, and then our present was just a book, and this is what's happening currently.
And then we did a future, so we did this online as
On
an
ebook.
ebook.
I think the unit was brilliant because I think we both have a real passion for the arts anyway. And it covers so much, like it's not just festivals, it's not just art galleries, like as you see it's the theatre, and as you see over all the assignments that have been done, it can stem from music to buildings or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of everyone's personal interests. So we've got someone that did kind of like house music, and that was their assignment, but then we've obviously got the traditional theatre, so we've got like all kinds of interests, and I think that's what was really good, is that in particular this assignment gave you a lot of scope to kind of, you could choose your topic and go for what you enjoy in particular, so that was really nice.
Creative as well, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, there weren't there weren't too many boundaries in how you presented it. Most of the marks were for how you kind of communicated it in a creative way, so that's why it was quite enjoyable to do.
This module we've been offered loads of trips and stuff, more so than any others in the whole 4 years, which generally makes you more interested anyway in the topic and gets you more involved.
it was a really enjoyable unit. We learned a lot, I think.
And Caroline made it as sort of interactive as possible, and really went to actually the lengths of making all the theory as relevant as possible.
I think we all would like this.
The assignments
the
were
assignments.
because you got to put like the theory that you learned in the class into practice and into the assignments. So that was really fun.
I think with this one as well, like you could really do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, you're more free
You
to
weren't
do
limited, and
yeah.
that was quite nice to be able to pick something that we had an interest in, rather than being told that this is what to do it on. So it was nice from that point of view, I think.
Did you enjoy the unit?
Yes.
Yeah.